There it goes. Now it's recording. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, I mean, lots to go over here. Do you want to ask me any questions first? Should I just start?
What is the agenda for the call, first of all?
Well, the agenda for the call is to go over the email that Laura sent you.
Remember Dave yesterday when we talked about him with media partners and his
okay, cool.
Affiliate strategies, ambassador, new events, dramatically increasing revenue by creating a coaching and a mentoring system on the back end, and just make you guys just like tons of money.
Cool.
So
perfect.
Yeah, okay. So the first thing is we're just going to go over and go through Laura's email. So I just put it into a Word document, and the first thing is the ambassador program affiliate strategy. You guys don't really have a formalized affiliate strategy right now. As I was talking to Laura.
I'm not even sure, to be honest with you, I'm not really sure what an affiliate strategy would look like either. So
sure,
we do these rev share things where we give them a code, and if someone buys the ticket or something like that, then we give them a percentage of revenue. But
right.
I'm not super sure about what a solid affiliate strategy looks like.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to go over it here. Just going to get your website up and running here for a second also. So this is the company that I work with for many, many years. It's mymsuccess.com. Here's the website they have.
And by the way, Alan, since I put my picture up, I've had a lot more responses come back.
Yeah. Well, I told you it makes a big difference, right? People, as I said beforehand, people want to deal with people. They want to deal with nice, friendly people who look great and, really nice. So that putting your picture up there makes a huge difference, I think.
Does that look like a friendly pic that we put up?
Yeah.
It's from my school board days, so I don't know if it looks too serious or not.
Yeah, no, you're smiling.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, just don't go slow. Let's go over it for a second again here. Take a quick boo. Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, you're smiling, you're friendly. It's not a weird smile. You got a nice background. You're in a suit and tie, so it looks professional, right?
Cool.
Yeah, excellent. So getting back to what I was saying beforehand, this company is doing $40 million a year probably now, and the reason they're doing that is because of the programs and the ambassador program, the coaching programs they roll out. I'm not sure if you saw the email with the Entrepreneur Success Expedition as far as what they offer, but it's pretty incredible what they are doing. And if you look, I'm not sure if you looked at the actual prices on the back end of these things. So they have, some pretty high-end ticket items. View, zoom, I'll go to 200%. So, yeah, there it is. So the Entrepreneur Success Expedition, the base program, Sherpa Essentials is $21,000. The Sherpa Brilliance is $48,000, and the Sherpa Elite is $92,000 a year, or $90,000. I think the first two are paid over. The first one is paid over 12 months. The second one is paid over 18 months, and the third one is paid over 24 months. But you can see the potential it has, to really bring in a huge amount of new equity for the company. I was really involved with the company beforehand, so I know how they do all this as far as what they offer and how they put things together. So that's something that I would, if we work together, I would help build for your company and then put into practice as far as how it runs and how it operates. The ambassador program is over here, and the ambassador program is a formalized referral program that people can get people to come to the events. So, and one of the things that I suggested to these guys, which they unfortunately still haven't done, I don't know why, is to create an app, especially since you guys are in the app business. There's
that's something we want to do.
Yeah, there's a huge opportunity here. You know, the way this is done on this end over here is you talk to someone about going to an event. You then got to log into your system and, you know, go to this whole thing over here and punch all the information into the back end. And I told them this is like 3-4 years ago. That was a really clunky, you know, really heavy way of doing things, where with an app, if you're talking to somebody about doing this, you can enroll them in one of the free lead-in events on the fly, right there while you're talking to them. So you want to come to this great event, blah, 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 open your app, push the button to invite a new person, and then it goes into your back end, and they're tagged to your affiliate ID.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
I know how this whole thing works. I was very involved with the company beforehand in how they set this thing up. And once you do that, here's where here's the link that the people get by their email. And you can see it's branded to my name, personal name over here. So we do exactly the same thing. It has a video, and they go right into, you know, whatever event they want to log into. So here's Calgary right here, and all they do is they put your information in there, and you're done. And you know, you can even have the person do all this process while they're right there with you. Right, so this whole thing gets done on the person who wants to invite somebody. That person presses the button. The other person receives the email on their phone. They click on the email link. It goes over here to this page, and they just have them click on the event that they're talking about. The person fills it out, and in 2 seconds they're enrolled.
That would be great for our sponsors to give them something like this, right, Dave?
Yeah, it would dramatically increase the attendance at your events. I imagine it would increase it probably by 100%, because the way this whole thing works is that having the brand ambassadors and having this whole back end over here with all the commissions and things, and the brand ambassadors get paid out on the commissions. So here's the commission side of things. You can see how the whole thing's put together. I'll turn my phone off, give me a second. You can see how the whole thing's put together, you know, so I have access to all this stuff over here. So I would build this for you guys and put the whole thing together and work on implementing things. That's the first thing we're talking about here.
Are you also doing app development, or just this as the part of the website?
I would work with one of your app developers to develop the app properly. I don't develop apps myself. I'm not that proficient. I have designed apps in the past, but I would probably use one of your guys to tell him.
We don't have a guy. I don't know if you recommend anyone or not.
Yeah, I would find somebody. I have lots of app developers on my side. Then I have tons of them, so I would take care of all this. I would find the right person, get the app built. Everything would be done from my side.
Okay.
So there's the brand ambassador side of things. The next thing, once again, is working on the back end of these programs. One of the things that I really saw the potential is that two things. Number one, no one's doing any type of mentoring, coaching, business development for the mobile app industry. You guys already have the customer base, and therefore to transition the customer base into these really high-end programs, and I would help design the whole program. I would design the actual programs within the program as far as what the people take. I have all the information for all the live seminars. As you can see from the first one, the Sherpa Essentials, they have Business Plan over 101, Exposure Warrior, Sales Warrior, Marketing Warrior, Entrepreneur, Online Training Academy, and Groups. Another thing these guys have over here is that we would meet every 2 weeks at a hotel in the city that they're in, and they would have a brand ambassador would run the groups. There would be volunteers. We don't have anybody. There's a lot of volunteering going on or assisting in this whole organization. So I would build out a program and volunteer program, and they would run these groups. And all we basically did in these groups over here at the bi-weekly events was go over the training that happened in the big events. So they would just refresh and go over the training, and then they'd have all these manuals, and I have all the manuals here, I have all the books here, I have the whole system already put together. So just a matter of, myself and your team talking and building out these different programs. As you can see from the Sherpa Brilliance, the middle program, there is the other programs, Hire Fire 101, and then you have a lot of the programs that are in the first program over here, and the Sherpa Elite. There's so much potential to put this together as far as creating, just a massive company for your company and taking you guys to the next level.
Cool. So is this something like, we have the conference, we have like a topic, and we say, hey, we're going to follow it up in 2 weeks or whatever, if you want to go more in depth on it online? Is that what we're talking about?
No, these are live. These events are live events. So
yeah, no, I'm not saying that they're not. I'm saying, like, they attend our conference. And
they attend the conference. They're invited to the lead-in event, which is one of these things over here. Where is the? So they would attend one of these things over here. Oh yeah, here's the this thing over here. So here is the 2-hour lead-in event. So let's put this into the chat box on Zoom here, so you guys can go to it if you want to. Chat. Here we are. Okay, so here's the event. Here's the page, and in this 2-hour live event that gives some great content and information, you are then enrolled into a 3-day free event, and from that 3-day free event, you're enrolled into one of these programs over here. When I was at my original 3-day event, I would say that probably 25% of the room, and the room had approximately, 200 people in there. 25% of the room bought one of these packages. And so from a 3-day free event, they probably...
Sorry about that, Alan.
No problem, that's fine. Yeah, so from the 3-day free event, they probably did about, $1 million in sales, at least.
Wow.
And then they would deliver the content, and all the content's delivered, in a group. So you're not doing anything one-on-one. Everything is a group event. So it brings the cost down dramatically. The next thing is the job seeking posting event. Once again, because your company has a captured market of companies and mobile app developers and companies, there is, I believe, a unique opportunity for your company to capitalize on other big giant tech companies who possibly want to hire app developing companies, or app developing companies who want to hire app developers, and to have a job seeking posting live event where people have tables, almost like a job fair almost, and then also to have that same type of situation on the website where people can log into a proprietary backend of the website, and they can go to a job posting, almost like on LinkedIn, where you have jobs. So on LinkedIn, you have the job section here. And so people can go onto the job section, and they can put in any type of, job, and go to something like this. And so I would work with your team and your current website development company that you're working with to develop this whole back end. And I would guide them and tell them exactly how it should look and what it should say and what it should do. And they would build it. And then you can have people who are wanting to post jobs pay for job postings on your website. And the people who want to get jobs, they can apply on there also. The whole idea is how do you dramatically grow your list and really start to monetize the website and monetize the company with this massive list you have. And then in the end, you know, how do we package this whole thing up for an exit strategy? And, you know, I'm not sure if you guys heard that who just bought somebody else recently. I know that a big company bought another.
Yeah, they bought MAU.
Yeah, somebody bought somebody for like over $1 billion.
Oh, it's not these guys.
Yeah. So yeah. So
Yeah,
it was
probably not
some.
that.
So yeah. So it was a. I just saw on the back end that Google Google bought Fitbit. So Google just purchased Fitbit, and they purchased Fitbit for, I don't know, it was billions. Google purchased Fitbit. Yeah. So Google just purchased Fitbit, and they purchased them like for, I think it was in the billions of dollars. So the whole idea is, you know, what could be possibly your long-term exit strategy for the company here? How can we all possibly retire as multimillionaires and make this whole thing happen? And I believe personally, this would be a path to that, as far as putting together all these systems, all this traction, dramatically increase and grow the revenue, and then see, you know, later on, maybe 5-10 years from now, sell the whole thing.
Yeah, well, you're thinking along the same lines as we are. So, you know, there's we are rolling out this concept called Mold Growth Recruiters. It's a strategic JV with a small boutique recruiting firm that covers our space.
Right.
We have looked at doing a self-service job portal for a little bit.
Right.
We just haven't had the time or resources or focus to be able to go execute it. So
well, that's
it's in
why
line with our
yeah.
in line with our thinking. Yeah.
Well, I could be that focus. I could be the driving factor in that, as far as, you know, spearheading the whole thing and making it all happen. So, you know, from everything that we talked about and the email that I sent you guys that has basically everything that this has over here, all I would need back from you is to talk about it between yourselves and then get back to me and let me know what kind of direction you want to go into. And then we could talk about, you know, how the whole thing would look logistically wise.
Okay.
Well,
And do you have pricing in your thing?
No pricing yet. I would want to know first, before I send you pricing, what exactly from what we talked about do you want to actually do?
Can you break it out into line item sections? So
I could, yeah, for sure. For
I
sure.
think that's probably
What I'm thinking though is, as opposed to, you know, piecemealing this, because I mean, I'm just thinking about how much time all this stuff, and this is a long-term project.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that, you know, possibly as a salaried position as opposed to a project position. Just my thoughts. I think it'll be a lot less expensive and a lot better for everybody as a ongoing position in the company to just take on all these initiatives. I would break things down for you on timeline as far as how quickly I can get things done and how everything would work properly. But I just want you to consider that, all right?
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you have any ballpark numbers on that?
Well, once again, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, to create everything, you know, we're probably talking about between $50,000 to $100,000 over time. It's just a matter of exactly what you want to do and, you know, what resources I would have with your company to make things happen.
Okay. All right.
So
and what do you think is the timeline to get this fully implemented?
To get everything implemented, probably 12 months.
Okay.
I can see getting everything done I talked about and being able to, and you know, obviously being able to roll things out, you know, certain things sooner, like the back end affiliate program, probably 4 to 6 months. But then the whole big training, coaching, business development side of things, that's probably a full year to be able to create all the programs. Look at what the content is, figure out who's going to deliver the content. I have all the files and things in the back end of what people did teach in the past. So to create the presentations, create the content, and then talk to your team as to what's really happening in the mobile app development industry to give me a real insight on, what people actually need. I don't believe from my research online that there is any company out there doing any kind of mobile app business or personal development programs. Have you heard of any company doing that yet?
We tried doing some of this, conceptually at an executive retreat that we had earlier in the year.
Right.
And haven't really progressed too far on the thought process.
Okay.
Yeah, just for, it's not that we didn't like the concept, it was just more lack of focus, and we had so many events, so it wasn't a high priority. But
yeah,
we are thinking along those lines as well.
Right. And that's why I think if I joined your company in that way, I could spearhead a lot of this for you.
Okay. So what do you think, if you're going to take this bite size, because our budgets don't open up till January. We
right.
took
That's
a
fine.
look at a bite-sized chunk of this or whatever. What would you say is, in order of strategic importance, based upon what you know of our business, would you say is the most important thing to accomplish first?
The brand ambassador program, I would think first, because the brand ambassador program will drive all of the attendance for all the other programs. If you have, 1,000 brand ambassadors who are going to make some kind of commission off of driving people to all your events and programs, that's going to be paramount to everything else working in the end.
Okay. And what would be the second and third priority from your perspective?
Yeah, probably the second part would be the job fair and the job portal on the back end. And then the third part would be to put together the coaching and training program for the Entrepreneur Success Expedition. Because this is going to take the most time as far as putting together the programs and the concepts of what do people in the mobile growth industry actually want and need. So, I probably put out a survey saying that we're planning to put together some training and, business coaching and personal development training for the industry, and put together a detailed survey and get the information back as to, what do people want? What are they struggling with right now? And then tailor a lot of the programs to meet their needs.
So we have a concept called Mobile Growth University.
Right.
So,
and that would be that would be this probably. Mobile Growth University would be this right here, the Entrepreneur Success Expedition. And within Mobile Growth University, have the different levels that people can enroll into.
So we also have that. We also have the concept. We're thinking along the same lines. So we also have this concept called Mobile Growth Tribe.
Right.
MGS Tribe. So that would be the mentoring aspect of this. So we're moving along this line as well. We're thinking along these lines as well.
Right.
So we agree with that.
And that would be bundled into this whole process. Now, as far as mentoring goes, now that you mentioned that, I also have a really great contact with this company over here. So these guys I know personally, and they built a phenomenal mentoring system that can be implemented for any company. And I know the owners. So I work with the owners with my LinkedIn program beforehand in the past, and I know them. I can contact them. They have this whole program. So if you're looking at some kind of mentoring piece to plug into this whole Mobile Growth University, these guys have the back end already built for you.
Okay.
That can be white, that can be branded for your company, that can be customized for your company to match mentors with mentees. And they have, I mean, it's really, I've seen what these guys have and what they can do. It's really phenomenal as far as just what you talked about. So a lot of these pieces of the puzzle are I already have connections with and can roll out to your company very easily.
Okay. Jen, did you have any other questions?
No, I'm really, yeah, Alan, you're like right along the lines of what we were thinking for a lot of things. I think my questions come into play, like for the affiliate program, that's really straightforward to me.
Yeah, the ambassador program,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really cool, yeah.
You know, I see there's a lot of, you know, in terms of getting people tickets and things, I think that could be a really powerful tool for us, especially for generating revenue quickly. You know, the education platform that you were showing us, you know, I think it's in line with what we're thinking, but we are also focused more on specifics to our industry. Like, you know, we're going to have classes on user and retention, you know, actual tool-based classes. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure how we'll be able to integrate, you know, how that would kind of play out logistically.
Yeah, I mean, that's all part of which program they take,
Yeah.
right? So they
Right.
would get those classes delivered to them in a workshop setting, and then also have the you know, the bi-weekly meetings in their city with one of the volunteers that also went to the classes and is working with a company and is getting coaching and mentoring and training from the company to deliver these classes.
And then,
Take a look at Alan, take a look at this company called, I think it's called Remerge.
.io.
It's not the, it's called, try Reforge instead.
Okay.
So this is one of our competitors in a space that we haven't gone into yet.
Okay.
You know, we're building out Mobile Growth University specifically to compete against these guys.
Right.
It sounds like a lot of the concepts that you have, they're implementing or they have as well. The difference is we, you know, we are a global events company.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to move back to an association in December.
Right.
But our strategic advantage is that we could do a bunch of one-day events in various key markets easily. So, you know, let me give you our global footprint. San Francisco, New York, Toronto, London, Berlin, Singapore, Jakarta. Next year is going to be Sao Paulo and Mexico City.
Right.
We're not super set up to have ongoing classes per se. We're set up, you know, because that would force us to have, you know, leaders or chapter presidents for that specific geo that can manage this process for us. The issue that I find is that a lot of these guys are just busy as is with their existing jobs, you know, because if they're, you know, if they're a really knowledge expert, then they're like running, you know, a company, or they're running the marketing department for a very respected company or something to that effect. So that would be my only comment in regards to like having our ability to have like ongoing, you know, meetings every other week or whatever the case may be.
Right. So these guys did it. These guys are doing it. These guys have high level. You know, it's not just like Joe Schmo running the thing. They pick the best of the best and the cream of the crop in the area. But these guys are doing it. So, you know, can it be done? Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So they're only doing it, as far as I could tell, in San Francisco.
These guys here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean
don't see that.
they're doing it in the different places that they're doing it in. You know what the thing is that so they do Toronto, Calgary, Surrey, and Burnaby. So not so the reach isn't huge, right? But it doesn't. I don't think it personally matters. As it matters of they are doing it, and
Are
so the
you talking
processes.
Reforge or are you talking this company? I'm
Oh, this
confused.
company here, the success people. So Reforge, yeah, they're only doing it in their different areas, right? So
Hmm.
you already have a foothold in all the areas that you talked about. You already
Yep.
have all these different things happening. You already have contacts and connections and people you talk to in these areas already. So it's not like you have to, we're going into a brand new area we've never been in beforehand. You've already been in all these areas. You already have contacts in all these areas. You'd be surprised at who will step up when you know, open the doors and tell people your vision and your thing here. And like for instance, this is one really cool thing. These guys, where is this here? No. Okay, so check this out. LMN, make your mark. Here we are. Okay. This is here. So I'm going to send you this. I'm going to email this to you, Dave. Okay.
Hmm.
This is the grand vision. And so for you and I to sit down and figure this out for your company, I'm sure you already done something like this beforehand. I'm not sure if you have a new vision for 2020, but I mean, look at this. Look at the breakdown of this. Really detailed as far as exactly where we're going to go to, exactly how we're going to get there, right? This is a
Hmm.
great template for you to create your own vision for your company. So I'm going to email this to you, okay?
Right.
I just see so much potential happening here. I just, just my mind's just blown as far as all the things you can do and all the things that could happen.
Okay.
So once again, why don't you and Jen talk, and then
Yeah.
I'll work on getting my stuff together on my side. But you guys talk and get back to me on what you think what you think you want to do moving forward.
Okay. So basically, what I'd like is, all the 3 areas the 3 or 4 areas that you mentioned.
Yep.
I want them ranked in order of strategic importance.
Yep.
And then I want timelines associated with that. Like, if we're only able to do one thing at a time, that's fine. What is that? If it's sequential, if it's concurrent, what does that look like? If it's project based versus you're on staff, what does that look like? Those kind of things. And obviously, I assume once we put this in, we'll still have to have maintenance on these things.
Yeah, maintenance. Yeah, ongoing maintenance for sure.
Yeah, and if you can price that out, et cetera. So that'll help us. So our budget,
Yeah, for sure.
our budgets are similar to every other company. It's, we're not going to open up until January 1 to do anything, but that's not to say that we can't move forward with an agreement now.
Of course,
And, yeah. So yeah, if you could help us with that understanding, that would be greatly appreciated. Jen, did you have anything else that you'd like to discuss or?
No, this is very insightful. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll put this together for you in an email, and you guys get back to me on what your thoughts are from the meeting today. I'll put this recording onto the Google Drive.
Great.
Perfect. Appreciate it.
Okay, that way we review it if you want to and go from there.
Excellent.
Yeah, perfect. Jen, when would you want to? I don't think this week is realistic to get back.
No, let's do it next
Jen's our
week.
CEO, and she's
Yeah.
expecting a child on Friday.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, the whole company revolves around a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So just give us like I would probably say, what do you think, Jen? A week to 10 days, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, or what do you want so that we set expectations?
What about Monday the 18th? Would that work, you think?
That's up to Jen.
Probably by the end of the month, actually, to be honest with you.
Okay, no problem. So
Yeah.
I'll send you something for the 29th.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'll put this together for you guys as far as a quote or a presentation of some kind, and then we'll get back together. I'll send you guys a calendar invite for about this time for the 29th.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and we'll probably also have to have Laura. We may, you know, it may be that we have to have a conversation with, bring Laura in with her specific questions or feedback as well.
Yeah, for
So in
sure,
the
absolutely,
interim,
yeah.
So, okay, other than that, thank you so much. And
Yeah, thank you.
I got a question. What are you still handling our LinkedIn stuff?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so basically, you know, change topics, right? So I wanted to move to a slightly different strategy.
Sure.
So my the reason I think the LinkedIn Navigator only works if you have the connection, correct?
As far as messaging first connections mean?
Yeah. Can you go to second connections, or it only works on first?
Only works on first connections for the first connection message.
Perfect. So for me, I am probably the most connected person in our industry. I'm, you know, connected to almost 17,000, or maybe just 17,000 by this point.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So what I wanted to do is, you know, our main event is coming up in San Francisco in Feb.
Yep.
And we have other geos that we cover.
Yep.
So I wanted to figure out some way of incentivization that's super aggressive for publishers, not necessarily vendors, that are in, you know, like they're in Berlin, they're in, you know, they're in Singapore, something like that, to get on them early, to start pitching them on MGS 20, and then give them various, you know, discount codes specific to their geo that we could track, so we can see how effective that is. What do you think of that strategy?
For sure, absolutely, yeah. I think we should work on that. So I'm working with Laura right now. What I'll do is, if you can just do a favor, send Laura an email, what you just said, and that way Laura and I can figure out.
She knows exactly what I already discussed with her.
All right, so I'll work with Laura then to implement your vision.
Okay, awesome. Anything else, Jen?
Nope, I think we're good. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much.
No problem, guys. Have a great day. And once again, if I don't talk to you before, Jen, congratulations and good luck.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, bye-bye.